Hey guys, Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. Today we've got 3 different things we're going to talk about. First is some new gear that I've got that I'm really excited to share with you guys. Second is some updates to the channel. And third is a quick Q&A session to kind of celebrate 15,000, now 16,000 subscribers on the channel. So this is Backcountry Sessions number 3. Now, as a backpacking YouTuber, one of the things that I am just genuinely very appreciative of is the opportunity to work with some really cool outdoor gear companies. The longer that I spend working in the outdoor industry, the more impressed I am with the people that are behind a lot of these outdoor gear companies. And I really want to say thank you to everybody that works for an outdoor gear company, whether it's a big brand like Big Agnes, Nemo, the North Face, or cottage brands that are one-man shows like Waymark Gear, or a little bit different type of cottage companies like Cedar Ridge Outdoors, Z-Packs, any of those kinds of outdoor companies. Thank you to the people that work and do all of the hard labor to create the products that we as consumers get to enjoy. And as a YouTuber in the backpacking space, I am so grateful for the people that help others like me and you get out into the backcountry. And so I want to talk about some of these new gear items that I have picked up as of late. Some of this has been provided to me and given to me, which I'm super grateful for, and will always be grateful and appreciative of the generosity of these companies. The first thing that I want to talk about is a piece of gear that I did purchase myself. This is the Soto Thermo stack. It's a fairly new, from what I understand, piece of equipment from Soto. But what this is a stainless steel titanium combination of a cup and a mug. So I've got, like, I think it's a 400 milliliter titanium cup here. Notice there's no like handles or anything on it. It does come with like a little pot gripper, which is really cool. But the idea of this is that I've got a really simple basic system with a mug lid on top of it that also is big enough to hold my Soto Windmaster stove on the inside of it. But it's got this like collar here on the stainless steel portion. So this little collar right here that is removable, but this basically allows me to boil water in here. Then I've got like my hot cocoa or coffee or whatever inside of here, and then I just dump that in there. I could use some kind of like drip system for coffee if you're into that, or just mix your hot cocoa and then put your lid on top of it. Really cool system. And the reason that I picked this up, the absolute number one reason, was not just to drink hot drinks and whatnot and have like a mug system. I wanted to see if I could steam bake in this, and absolutely it works. Now, dry baking with titanium, not so much a great idea because it scorches really bad, but steam baking in this, I made a buttermilk biscuit. Just freaking awesome. It was so stinking cool. So I'm really excited about this Soto thermo stack. And this will be kind of a primary cook kit for me for 2019. The next thing that I'm really excited to share with you guys, well, 2 things really, is a sleeping pad and a sleeping bag from Exped. Now, I've talked a lot about my Sinmat UL 20 by 72 inch sleeping pad a lot. You guys have seen it in videos. I've talked about it a lot, shared it as examples and everything. I am so excited about this Sinmat HL Winter MW. So it's a 25 inch wide pad at the shoulders. You guys have already seen this pad as an example several times, even in my most recent video just the other day, showing different sleep systems. This pad is like my 3-season go-to at this point, R value of 5. I've already been like napping on it and just really enjoying this pad. Super comfortable. It's a really neat product from Exped. And oddly enough, the mummy cut shape of it with the 25 inch wide and the vertical baffles is something that I've found to be really comfortable so far. Not something that I've talked about positively with the Sinmat UL. So I'm excited to really get some good long-term use out of this and share that feedback with you guys. Now, another Exped product that I'm really excited about, really excited about. This is the Exped Ultralight sleeping bag. I don't think it really has another name, but this is a 32 degree Fahrenheit ish. I don't know all of the exact specs on it, but this is a down sleeping bag, pretty basic, minimal, but this is gonna be kind of a summer, late 3-season type of bag for me to use and test out and check out this year that I'm really stoked about. So Exped, thank you for providing this to me. I do have to send this sleeping bag back to them, but I'm really grateful for the opportunity to work with Exped, do a review, product test, and provide feedback to them. I splurged and I got something that I've been eyeing for a long time, but in this case, you probably already know looking at it, but I purchased a drone. I'm not going to unfold it, but this is the DJI Mavic Air. I know drones can be slightly controversial, so I understand that they're not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm excited about this. I'm excited to share a new kind of perspective and element and whatnot with some drone footage. I'm promised to not overdo it, as well as promise to fly in legal and safe places. So this will not always be available for the trips and stuff that I am going on, but it was an investment that I was excited to spend the money on. So a new drone. Okay, 2 last items come, well, 3 items. One just showed up. It just appeared right here on the backpack. Nemo equipment. This is the Hornet 1-person ultralight tent, and I've already been doing some testing with this, a lot of like weather testing, and am super grateful for Nemo sharing this product with me, as well as a new sleeping bag to test out, provide reviews on for you guys as new updated things for 2019. Nemo has just really impressed me with their customer service and just their products in general. That Tensor Alpine sleeping pad that I have been basically raving about, and you've seen in like 5 or 6 different videos at this point. Super cool stuff, guys. Really cool, and I'm excited about it. So I'm sharing it because I believe in it, and I think it's going to be a really good product. So I'm just excited to be able to share this Hornet 1-person tent with you guys. It's already proven to be a pretty cool piece of kit. Now, in this canvas bag is a brand new sleeping bag from Nemo. This is what they call the Kayu 15 degree down bag that features their Thermo system. So you've got these zippers right here that allow you to basically close up that baffle. So I can have this baffle open to let it like breathe and whatnot, and then I can zip it up so that I've got the ability to regulate temperature that way. The one downside that I'm seeing with that is I have to physically basically get out of the sleeping bag all the way to manipulate those zippers. So that's one downside, but I was a little concerned about the size of the bag in terms of it being a very minimal, tapered cut mummy bag, but it's super comfortable. I'm super excited about it. Let me say super 2 more times. Super excited. But this is a really lightweight 15 degree down bag. It's super comfortable, and I've been really happy with it so far. Now, the last item that I've been needing to get for a long time, is a poop trowel. I finally broke down and purchased the Chi-Wiz poop trowel. This is not been used yet, and because it's winter, it's freezing outside and all of that. So I'm super stoked about this, excited about it. Lightweight, just going to be a really nice piece to have in my backpacking system. So the sun went down a lot faster than I thought it was going to, so took the sunglasses off. But let's talk about a quick update for the channel and let you know some information on some of the things that have been taking place with my plans based off of the previous Backcountry Sessions discussion that we had. Now, there was a trip planned for last weekend that didn't happen because, if you can't tell, I've got a lot of congestion, and I've been fighting for 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks at this point, a gnarly sinus infection and ear infection. It's just the worst, and I'm so freaking tired of it. So that made it so I couldn't go on a trip, as well as some weather things. We had this whole thing planned to go back down to Sand Creek, and that didn't work out because it was too cold, so we were going to go back to Canyonlands. Canyonlands didn't work out because it got slaughtered with snow. It just didn't work out. And the plans that I had to go out with Jason Kirchie from Swell Runner, that isn't going to work out for March like we had originally hoped, so maybe something like that will happen in the future. But I have a different trip that I'm taking that I'm not really going to share too many details on with you guys. You'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I happen to be flying somewhere and taking my backpack with me, which I'm super excited about. It's going to be really, really awesome. Aside from that, probably the first real backpacking trip here in Utah that I'll get to go on is going to be in April, which is a kind of a big bummer for me because in the last 2 years I've been getting out a lot earlier than April, but things are the way they are, and you don't really always get to choose how things go when it comes to your backpacking trips. So I try to plan as far ahead in advance as I can, but it doesn't always work out that way. Let's jump into some Q&A kind of things, because a while back I posted here on the community tab that the channel was just about to hit 15,000 subscribers, and we've hit that. We've surpassed it. We're now over 16,000, and I am so psyched about that opportunity to have that many people watching my videos. Thank you to all of you for following, being subscribers, commenting, liking, sharing, all of that. So at that time I posted that I might be doing some kind of Q&A video, so I thought I would take this as an opportunity to address some of those questions that were asked by some of you in that community tab. So Rick from Virginia, he asked 2 questions. When will you be doing your next big trip, and do you plan on doing any joint trips with other YouTube backpackers? So my next big trip, Rick, is actually going to be here in a couple weeks, where I'll be flying and going to be doing that. But then again, in April, I'll be doing another big trip with my backpacking class. And then plans with any other YouTube backpackers, probably with more of the Utah-based people. So like the Backpack Blazer and Wasatch Gear Review, those YouTubers that you guys have already seen me do collaborations with and such. Because they're local, they would be the people that I would be doing trips with. Because I don't have anything really lined up and set in stone with anybody else that might be traveling here to Utah. So the next question is, what are your thoughts on cold soaking? If you took a hard stance of cold soaking, what container would you choose to do your cold soaking in? Cold soaking sounds awful to me. It just does not, it gives me the heebie-jeebies because it doesn't sound like it's good food to be eating. I could be wrong about that, and I'm probably wrong about that, but if I was to choose and it was my only option, I'd probably use those Talenti jars that are the gelato jars, and they're super lightweight, they're really simple, cheap, basic, so that's probably what I'd use for cold soaking. So Joseph Johnson asks, do you have another job other than YouTube and testing gear? Just curious. And yes, I happen to have a full-time job managing an indoor rock climbing facility called Momentum Indoor Climbing that's based here in Salt Lake City, but we have locations in Texas and Washington. And so I've been working there for several years at this point. Been climbing for almost 20 years, and I don't share that part of my life here on YouTube very much, if ever. but that is my other full-time job. Of course, Mr. Dan Becker would ask questions like this. How do you get so awesome? I'm not awesome. 2, how is your hair always perfect in every video? I mean, I did just get a fresh haircut. I mean, look at me. Look pretty good, right? Yeah? Yeah, I did just get a fresh haircut, but I do like to be clean cut, and so I get my hair cut as often as I possibly can. Not really. It's not like I'm going in every week, but about once a month, every 6 weeks, I go in, get a fresh cut. I like to look good, and whether or not I actually look good, my wife likes it, so that's what matters. So the next question comes from Backcountry Forward, which Jesse actually happens to have a new channel, Outbound Jesse. So we'll say that this is from Outbound Jesse. But if a new backpacker had $600 to spend, but could only buy one item with it to add to or upgrade their gear, what would you recommend putting it toward? Ooh, that's tough. $600 is a lot of money, Jesse. I mean, I know in Canada, the money's a little bit different, but $600, that's a lot of money. I'd probably honestly put it toward like the best shelter that you could come up with. That would be my answer, a shelter. So yeah, that's $600 to spend on one piece of gear. I mean, that would get you like a Z-Pax duplex for sure, but is it worth it? Is it worth spending that much money? No, you should spread that out. You should spread it out. So guys, thank you for watching. Thanks for being a supporter, subscriber, viewer of Backcountry Exposure. I appreciate you guys. This was a fun discussion to have today. Lots of fun new gear items. As always, guys, if you are not subscribed to the channel already, please do. I hope you have an awesome day. We'll catch you on the next video.